Hey friends, Cherie here. Welcome back to the channel, Gardening at Home with Cherie. Well, we're here today to do a bit of a harvest. We're gonna start up here in the hillside garden. Yeah, we're gonna go harvest some greens. We're gonna harvest some herbs. And I also have the mulberry tree up here that I need to get more fruit from. And then we're gonna go down to the other side of the house to my main summer crop garden. That's where all the strawberries are that are ready to harvest. So we're gonna get those strawberries. We had a lot of rain yesterday, Tuesday. We had a lot of rain and and it's wonderful for the garden, but I'm hoping that I didn't lose many strawberries down there because I really should have harvested them yesterday, but we'll see when we get down there what's ready. And yeah, mainly up here we're gonna get herbs and greens and the mulberries. So let's, I got my bowls, got my basket, let's go do a harvest. Okay, so the first thing I want to get is this oregano. This is the Italian oregano, and I had this grow bag behind these potatoes and it had kind of gotten hidden. And so I'm going to be moving the potato bags later today because I have some other stuff that I want to put in here in this fenced in area. But I'm going to go ahead and harvest a lot of this Italian oregano so I can run that through the freeze dryer. All right, so here's the oregano that I cut. Here's what the plant looks like. So that'll just keep growing back over the summer. I did, I shared this in the video, the planting, but did put some onions in there with it. Had some extra onions. So now let's go over and I want to get some of this another variety of oregano. So this here is golden oregano. I have two plants flanking the sides of this oval raised bed. So I'm just going to cut back some. This one doesn't seem to have grown, quite as vigorously as the Italian, but I will, I'm still going to go ahead and harvest them. This is some that I don't think I freeze dried any of it last year. I'm going to make sure that, well, maybe I did, but certainly not a lot. So I want to try and get more of this year. All right, so from between the two plants, I just chopped off a little handful. And then this is what the plant grows like. This is more of a low growing spreader, so it doesn't grow up too tall. I've noticed. This is my third season growing it. It's really pretty though. It has little yellow tips, yellow colored leaves. All right, so I have that golden oregano separate in that bowl. I'll add the strawberries or the mulberries to that one just so I can keep them separate. Now I'm going to go through these 4 beds here and harvest the different herbs that I put in the top of this. I mean, I'll try and I'll put a link to the video when I started this garden. You'll see just how much it has grown in a little over a month. We've just been having that perfect growing temperatures. We have had just enough rain, not so much that the snails are out, but enough that I've hardly had to water. One thing Minnesota has is sunshine, so the sun has been out even on days when it's rained. It's been kind of intermittent with sunshine for the most part. And so yeah, the plants are very happy and that makes me happy. And so, but what happens is some things just grow really fast, like the mint. So I'm going to cut this all the way back. I don't know if I'm going to get any kale today. I might save that for tomorrow because I have some Asian greens that I'm going to get to cook with dinner tonight. And I'm going to sow some more seeds of those. But I'm going to get some of this thyme here. And then this is another mint that I'm going to get. And then this is the mojito mint. I'm going to get that as well. And so, yeah, but look here. I mean, soon the beans will be coming. And then these are the Asian greens that I'm going to get. I have a bunch of different in each bed. Well, in 3 of the beds, I have some Asian greens that I'm going to get. And these are flowering. These are flowering greens, and so you can eat the flower also. So the leaves are not bitter at this stage on most of them. So yeah, gonna get those out and resow some seeds. Okay, so here's the first bed here. This is the sweet mint. I love this mint. It smells and tastes exactly like the name. Like it smells like sugar and mint, and it's so sweet and delicious. So I cut that back pretty good. I'm looking forward to a second harvest of that soon. So let's get in here and get some of this thyme. Oh, this smells so good. Cute little bouquet. I just grabbed it and cut it. And this here is a type of mustard green. It stays sweet. And so some of it started flowering. I'm gonna pull off the leaves from those. I did taste one and it still tastes fine. It has like a little bit of a sweetness to it, but it's not like a bitter spiciness. So yeah, I'm gonna get those. And then this here is more oregano, so I'm gonna cut this back also. So here's the oregano from this bed. A little bit less, but still a good amount. You can see I cut that back pretty good. And the beans that are in here are starting to bloom. So in addition to the peppers that'll still be growing, the herbs will grow back. I have marigolds in all the beds and then beans in all the beds. And so like I said, I'll clear the areas where I just pulled out this Chinese green mustard, and I'm gonna put some new green seeds in there, probably a kale. All right, so for my fourth bed, I'm gonna get this purple choice-sum, which I love, and the mojito mint. All right, so here's the choice-sum, purple choice-sum. Okay, so here's the mojito mint. This is one that I don't have much freeze-dried at all, so definitely want to stay on top of harvesting and preserving this one this year. I love this one in mocktails and limeades. It's really yummy. And yeah, you can see I cut that back pretty good. The pepper has space to breathe and shine. And then I cannot even wait for all these purple beans to be ready. I'm gonna save the orange mint for tomorrow because I have some in other parts of the garden that I'm gonna harvest. So I'm gonna do another big freeze dryer batch of the orange mint to build up my winter supply of that. And same thing with the ginger mint that I transplanted up here. It's growing it nicely, so I'm gonna wait to harvest that as well. I need more oregano to fill up the freeze dryer tray. I can come back up. I have 2 more plants up here that I can harvest, one and over here. Okay, so that's it from in here. Let's go get the berries now. All right, so let's try to get some more mulberries from this tree in the back. My husband, he doesn't want the birds to have all those up high, so he's gonna come out at some point and do a harvest. And but I'm gonna get what I can reach. All right, y'all, I had to cut the mulberry harvesting short. I took everything inside that I got from the hillside garden. I'm gonna get the strawberries from down here real quick. It's just getting warm, and I didn't want my herbs and leafy greens to melt. Not melt, wilt. But I'm down here now to see what strawberries I can salvage. And so let's see what we can get into this bowl. Despite all the rain, my soil drained really nicely, and so it's not boggy down here, so that's good. Something got to that one. Y'all see all this rain? Pour that out. These are some backups that I'm gonna transplant today. Later today. drown. This is a cool, it's a couple cool things. I have some jelly melons, and this is a melon pear. Jelly melon I've grown before, melon pear I have not, so we'll see. These are some backup tomato plants that I still need to transplant. I got a bunch of new places to put more tomatoes. These are cherry tomatoes, so they're gonna go into grow bags and just get tucked in different places. These are some greens I started from seed about a week ago. Delighted to see them germinating. This is collard greens, chard. And I had some volunteer tomato plants that I just pulled up because I'm always curious to see. Usually I get volunteers of only cherry tomatoes, so, but I'm always checking to see if they end up being any other tomato. Somehow the cherry tomato seeds survive in the soil over the winter, but not really any others. I'm gonna harvest out more of this volunteer callaloo also. I planted this once and it just always comes back. There's always, not that it's perennial. The original plants don't survive the winter, but they always drop seeds somewhere that I don't see, and they just grow back, and I usually have to pull a lot of it out. Like I'll show you here, all little callaloo that sprouts from the little head that dropped. I'm gonna come in and get a lot of that out. Early in the season, it looks really great, like those ones I just showed you. And the ones that grow in a little bit later, any bugs in my garden that like to attack like leafy things will attack the callaloo, and I just leave it and let it so that it leaves my other stuff alone. It becomes kind of like a trap crop. And then I'll pull that out and I'll let some other ones grow, and then I can harvest it in the fall. So yeah, that's why I let those heads fall and do what they're gonna do. But anyway, we're here to collect strawberries. So yeah, I can see like some of them got a little bit too much water, but we'll harvest them and see how they are. I mean, I'm so surprised at this harvest. I mean, look at this. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, I definitely got to find out the variety and get a lot more of these for next year because, man, absolutely beautiful. And I guess the key for me is they just needed time to establish. I wish you could smell, you could actually smell these strawberries. Beautiful. All right, friends, so inside, I'm gonna get all the herbs washed up and towel dried, and then get the freeze dryer running. But that's a good amount of strawberries. I'm gonna get the strawberries and the blueberries weighed for my log. I weigh the herbs after they're freeze dried. And so yeah, I'm gonna get all this in. And then the leafy greens that I'm gonna put into the lunch, the little bit that I harvested, I'm not gonna bother weighing those. All right, so let's get this going, get the freeze dryer running, and then tomorrow or later today, actually, these will probably dry pretty quickly. I'll try to put in a quick snapshot of what everything looked like after the freeze dry. All right, friends, so here are the 4 freeze dryer trays. We have the mojito mint. Oh, look at that beautiful oregano. I mean, that's a nice first harvest. It's the third week in June. And normally I wouldn't even be thinking about harvesting a lot of these herbs until into August. So I'm so glad that I'm staying on top of it this year. This is the thyme. This is the golden oregano. And then here's the sweet mint. So I just got it all cleaned up. Sometimes I take the mint leaves off. This time I'm gonna do it with the stems because I wanna test something with the stems. So yeah, we're gonna get this in the freeze dryer. Typically with the herbs, my freeze dryer runs for a total of about 7 hours. And so yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, and so here's everything after freeze drying. See, it keeps a nice bright green color. And it gets, and this is, needs to be very dry. And so that's why I go ahead and with these thin stems, and I did the mint for the first time with the stems. And it actually took a little bit longer, but that's okay because I want to test something out with the stems. But yeah, I'm gonna get these transferred into their containers, and I'll see y'all back here again soon for another video. Take good care. Bye.